expect nothing, and I'm still let down.
Disappointment. It's a never-ending constant in my life, whether it be not getting Twitter likes for my art or getting my mailbox smashed in. Disappointment follows me everywhere. But that's okay, because video games are my one escape. Until they disappoint me too. Damn it! Whether the game just outright sucks or I just had more expectations for it, these are some of the games that I found pretty disappointing. No, it's not a top 10, I just wanted to talk about some games that disappointed me. Well, let's do this! If you are anything like me growing up, you loved Kingdom Hearts 1 and you thought that Ansem fight at the end was really hard, but it was so satisfying seeing the end of that game. So you were just there wondering, what's after Kingdom Hearts 1? Well, a Game Boy Advance side game, and by side game I mean you have to play it in order to understand Kingdom Hearts 2. I can't get too mad at the GBA version of the game though, because really, this was the only way you can get Kingdom Hearts on the go back then. And I mean, the sprite work is pretty nice. However, the PS2 remake really points all the problems I have with this game in one go. What differentiates this from every other Kingdom Hearts game is the card battling mechanics, and yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I don't know, something about mixing your cards together to use your skills that you already had in Kingdom Hearts 1 just, wasn't all that fun to me. I feel like if you wanted to do this better, you should have just done a turn-based game. But I also admit that, hey, I don't play card games. I may be a nerd who plays video games and watch cartoons, but, this is where I draw the line in my nerddom, I'm sorry. It doesn't help that all the worlds you visit are just recycled Disney worlds from the first game, with no differences really, so you're just playing those Disney worlds again. There's not really much to say about this, it's just Diet Kingdom Hearts 1 with a card system that I'm not really a fan of and I think is kinda boring. So, I mean, it's whatever. But Kingdom Hearts 2 comes out right after this, and that's the best Kingdom Hearts game. Yeah!
Never give up! Trust your instincts!
Star Fox 64 is one of my favorite games of all time, and I've been begging for a real sequel to that game that doesn't change the formula completely. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Star Fox Assault, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for in a Star Fox game, where I want branching pathways to unlock levels. But come 2016 and we finally get a new Star Fox game made by the people who made Bayonetta. Except there's one teeny little issue. It was made on the Wii U. And I guess I should be happy because, I mean, they didn't change anything. And I mean anything. Because Star Fox Zero may as well just be Star Fox 64 again. Like, yeah, there's some subtle changes, but it's not enough for you to not think of Star Fox 64 like, ooh, Peppy gets shot down to Titania instead of Slippy, ooh. Like, I get Star Fox Command had some weird endings, but, like, we didn't need a full-on hard reboot. Now, some people have issues with the controls, which, I mean, it's fine. I mean, I played Kid Icarus Uprising, and that pretty much has the same kind of controls, and I love that game, so the controls didn't really bother me. Though this begs the question, what would you rather play? The Star Fox 64 with worse graphics but better controls, or the Star Fox 64 with better graphics and worse controls? That is a choice that I'm leaving up to you.
Holy crap, it's real!
Because I was a stupid child and believed my favorite characters could do no wrong, I bought a bunch of licensed games growing up. Most of them were pretty garbage, but the one that wasn't garbage was Adventure Time. Hey, Ice King, why'd you steal our garbage?
Garbage Day! Huh? No!
This somehow better than Zelda 2 Zelda 2 clone was made by WayForward, the makers of my favorite sort of indie series, Shantae. When I found out WayForward was making a regular show game, I was all there, I'm in. Only to find out that it was just not that good of a game. Yeah, it looks pretty good, and the music is actually really good, but playing it itself is it's kind of a boring platformer, with like switching mechanics to different gameplay styles that wasn't all that fun to switch to. And as a fan of regular show, it's kind of disappointing. Like, Benson's the only one outside of the two main characters that gets to appear. No Muscle Man, no skips, no nothing. Like, sure, there's a couple enemies, but that's about it. This game was literally just another lesson to me that most of the time, do not trust a licensed game. I mean, yeah, sure, there's a couple good ones, but the bad outweigh the good in this scenario.
Can't escape from crossing fate! Fight!
While Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is often considered the most disappointing crossover fighter, and yeah, it's not a good game, I'd like to argue this one was a tad more disappointing to me. Cross Tag Battle is clearly reusing assets from some of Arc System Works' other fighting games. While I wouldn't argue that's inherently a bad thing, I do think a lot of these characters kind of clash stylistically, like they do not belong in the same game together. But you know what I do think is a bad thing? All this DLC! I get it, fighting games need support, so you add DLC characters to keep, people playing the game. But why is more than half of your roster DLC? Especially when most of these characters' sprites are from other games, so you could easily just plop them in. This game feels like such a blatant cash grab, especially when most of these characters probably should have already been in the base roster. This game probably would have been at least okay at best if they just didn't do this disgusting DLC practices, and I'd hope they'd stop doing this shit in the future.
Whoa!
Sonic the Hedgehog. Now you ask, which game from the Sonic the Hedgehog video game series am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Sonic the Hedgehog as a video game series. He disappoints me. In the past 10 years of Sonic games coming out, I have only liked 2 of them. Sonic to me just as a series feels like it has no idea what it wants to do, so it just kind of flings whatever funny gimmick they got and just see what sticks. Listen, I understand having gimmicks in your platformer games. It helps you stand out from all the other games in your series, but I feel like Sonic could do it a little more gracefully and not completely throw away what you already did before. I'm sorry, but I don't think Sonic really needs a combat system for his video games. And hey, but if you're gonna add a combat system, maybe have one that's worth a damn. This constant reinvention of what Sonic needs to be just makes it even more confusing on what Sonic as a game series is supposed to be. One day he's got combat, and then the next day he's Super freaking Mario. I'm not saying reinventing the wheel is inherently a bad thing, but I'm saying there's a good way of doing it, and there's a bad way of doing it, and I think most of the time Sonic does it in a bad way. Because I use Twitter still, I constantly see that one news article about how Sega wants Sonic to surpass Mario. I respect the goal, but 1, I don't think that's ever gonna happen, and 2, before you can even surpass Mario, you gotta surpass all the other really good platformers that are coming out lately. So yeah, Sonic, I don't hate this series, I actually do like it, and they've made a bunch of games I like, but yeah, I'd rather have a consistently good stream of games, please.
That was a real disappointment. I'd rather not talk about it.
This was only some of my disappointments in gaming. Yeah, I got a bunch more, but I think I'm gonna stop it here for now. Honestly, I could probably do a whole series on this if I wanted to, but I like to be a little more positive when I talk about video games, so I don't know. So if you want me to do more talks about my disappointing games, just let me know in the comments or something. Or don't. I don't care. Yeah, I'll do it if I wanna. But if you want me to, let me know. I don't know. I'm just an asshole.